Hi, Mr. Singleton. This is Robin Gibson, and I'm here to interview you for my contemporary sports management class at NC State. And if you would just introduce yourself and what you do and where we are.
Sure. Well, my name is Joshua Singleton. I'm the athletic director here at St. Andrews Parks and Playground. We're in Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay, and so in your role as athletic director, really, what does that entail?
From it covers the registration of the different sports programs that we offer, the organization of the leagues, the teams. I've got to recruit coaches, verify coaches. We require that every head coach and assistant coach they have to have a background check on file, so I coordinate all that. Coordinate with sponsorships, it's local businesses, restaurants, you name it here in the community, and that's kind of the part on the front end. Like right now, we've got games going on 3 of the 4 fields. I make sure that the teams show up, the officials, the scorekeepers, the supervisors, all that stuff, that the games kind of go off without a hitch.
How did you get into this field?
Okay. Well, I grew up playing sports, and I grew up at a rec department just like this. I played, kind of the big 3 sports, the football, basketball, baseball, growing up, and realized that I liked sports and I loved being around kids, and this was just the meshing of the two. And I graduated from Coastal Carolina with a degree in recreation and sport management in 2008, and it was just. I was always told, and you hear it, that you want to do a job that as long as you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life, and I truly love what I do.
Well, one of the topics that we've been studying is the styles of leadership. So I'm sure you are familiar with all of that. So what was your style of leadership when you were going through the curriculum, and did that sort of guide your choice as to what career you were going to go for?
Well, the style of when I was going to Coastal, it was like many do, and as some of you in the major, you start off as very low on the totem pole, and so you're just trying to do whatever you're trying to do. I started off as a part-time job. I was a lifeguard at a fitness center, and just to try to work my way up the ladder. And then a job came up in athletics and recreation. I jumped over, and as far as like kind of the classic leadership style, I've kind of. My personal philosophy is there's a book by 2 Navy SEALs, and one guy's Jocko Willink and another guy's Leif Babin, and their book is called Extreme Ownership. And in the book, it pretty much entails that everything that kind of you're in charge of, you're the one that's responsible for. And there's different, situations where, it's out of your control, but if you have a hand in it, you're responsible for it. And so with my leadership style out here, if one of the guys running the concessions, he messes up, I try to correct and say, hey, we should do it this way, but I'm also evaluating myself and say, all right, did I really relate the job duties of what we're supposed to do, why we do this, how we're supposed to do it, why we do it this way, and that's my leadership style now.
Okay, so would you identify, or what would you identify as your biggest challenge? Is it funding? Is it resources? Is it dealing with the different personalities or the parents? Or like, what do you come up against that is like your biggest challenge in this job?
The parents.
The parents.
Yeah, because you're dealing with youth sports, and it's a problem everywhere. I mean, as long as you do what we're doing right out here, it's a problem where, everybody thinks that their child is the greatest thing ever, which they should, and they want their child to be the best whenever they step onto the field. And I would say probably 75% of the issues that I have to deal with are from parents, getting upset with coaches, getting mad at officials. I mean, we've all seen the videos of the parents fighting on the field and in the stands and all that stuff, and unfortunately I've had to deal with that firsthand.
Would you think that this is a field or a career type that's dwindling in terms of interest, or is it a growing field?
From what I understand, it is a very growing field, because I'm still in good contact with my professors at Coastal, and the RSM program there has exploded since I went through